listening to a Cool Truth podcast production.
Retromania Pro Wrestling Podcast Network is a Moonsault Media production and is intended for private use only. For more information, contact retromaniapodcast@gmail.com.
Goddamn, pal. It's the Cool Truth Top 20 Women's Wrestlers of the Year Countdown. Oh, yeah. Brothers and sisters, what's up, what's up, what's up? Cool Truth, baby. We are back with another Top 20 list of 2022. And this time, it's ladies' night. It's Top 20 Women of the Year Wrestlers as we go. Here we go. Let's bring them in. AC Daddy Cool, what's up?
What's up, brother? I'm ready to go. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Yes, sir.
I just want to throw in Retromania Wrestling Podcast Network for
Thank
our boys
you.
over there. We'll get that. And
You got my 6?
I got your 6. Be on the lookout. That I don't know if we're calling it the end of the year or the start of the year, whatever we're calling it. It'll happen in early January. The network roundtable show. We're gonna get rocking on that because this is our last top 20 list. I feel like this is the one that could just go off the rails. We saved the best for last.
Yes.
We're doing the ladies.
Let's go.
In most cases. And I mean, you know what? I just want to. Can I throw a bouquet at Mandy Rose? Listen.
You could throw whatever you want at her.
Good for her. She knew when they caught her doing whatever she was doing that she was going to make mad money anyway. So she was like, whatever. Yeah. She won that game, so good for her.
Yes, sir. And you heard the laughter in the background. The Professor, the Wild Thing. White House, what's up?
Oh my fucking God. This is going to be like if we had an HR that we had to report to, this is going to be an HR fucking nightmare.
Yeah, this is the Deshaun Watson list of the show.
I was just waiting, Edwards, the truth be told, sneak behind the curtain.
Okay.
Reason why I was late giving you my list, I was waiting for the waiver to sign to do the show tonight.
This is not safe for work. It's one of those.
No.
I thought you had to pop a pill or something to, figure out.
Oh, yeah.
I'm out of those at the moment, but
whatever you gotta do, pal. Whatever you gotta do.
Exactly. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
This is gonna be a fun one, boys. So, at the risk, I don't want to spend 30 minutes on our honorable mentions. So, because this is a weird list. Looks like AC and White House, you two guys had the most in common as far as
really
girls. Yes, believe it or not.
I'm shocked by that.
3, 4, 5, 6. I had 6 girls that didn't make the list. So put that into perspective.
So you had 6 that didn't.
Right.
Okay. So these are honorable mentions.
These are honorable mentions.
How many did we have?
You had 2 in common. Or no, 1 in common. Sorry. 1 in common.
One in common that didn't make it?
Correct.
With you?
No, 1 in common together.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
I deliberately put an honorable mention in mine.
Well, that was your list. These are the honorable mentions for, and
yeah.
you could mention her in a minute.
Right.
Other than that, White House, you had 2 that didn't make the list. AC had 4. I had 6 that didn't make the list.
Holy shit! I had 2 on this list that didn't make it.
Correct.
Oh man, I can't wait. I have an idea of one.
Okay.
You had 2 that didn't make it. Well, I'm actually. This is shocking already to me because I had no really idea which way this was going to go, and I actually expected my list to differ mostly with White House and your list to fall somewhere in the middle, and it seems like I fell in the middle.
It's really weird. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I got you. I
was shocked by this. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to rattle mine off. If you guys have any questions about my honorable mentions, I'll throw it out there. Whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Okay. So my honorable mentions. Made my list, didn't make the list. Madison Rayne, Asuka, Sonya Deville, Shida, Giselle Shaw, and Nyla Rose. Any questions?
Nyla
All
Rose,
right.
brother?
Yeah.
We gotta
I
talk
gotta
about
say,
that one.
Okay.
I don't necessarily have a question.
Uh-huh.
I think like Nyla Rose, Sheeta, there was one other name you mentioned that escapes me right now.
Sonya Deville?
Madison Rain.
Madison Rain? Okay.
I probably had more honorable mentions with this list than any of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I was to do an honorable mention list,
Yes.
mainly because I just thought a lot of them were very much on the same level.
There was a lot of lumped in
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, that's
100%.
100% correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that I found doing the list easy until I got to the last 5, and it was like, do I really want to leave her off? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of railed off 10, 12 really quick, and then it was like, all right, now, you know what I mean? I do think that there's some separation in the top 10, but that, I would say if you were to do a list of 30 from 10 to 20, from 20 to 30, it's very equal.
Yeah. Yeah, and
I can see that.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. And there are some that didn't make your list, AC, that I compared to my people that didn't make the list.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, I could see all yours, I could see all mine. Like you're saying, they're kind of like bunched together in mediocrity.
Does any of those 6 bother you that they didn't make the list?
Not really. Sheeta had a down year.
Maybe Sheeta. Yeah. Sheeta would be the
maybe.
one.
I really like Sonya Deville. I just wish they would like push her
Do more
as a legit, wrestler, instead of the GM bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Giselle Shaw, obvious reasons, and Nyla Rose. So the Nyla Rose thing, White House. I put her on my list actually because I thought of the entertainment value.
Okay.
Just for what the Jade Cargill feud.
That was probably the best work she's done.
Yeah, I think there were a few weeks in a row where she kind of entertained me, made me laugh, and unfortunately, that was about it. But I mean, that's it.
Yeah, no, the one that sticks out is Sheeta, because when doing this list, AC, you worded it perfectly, was that bottom tier you can lump a lot in together, and Sheeta was one of those ones that I'm like, that I had to leave off.
Yeah, I think with Nyla Rose too. I think everything you said is fair, but I think also, to be fair, is there's been years where she's been champion.
This is true. Yeah, this is true.
And those years you definitely put her in the top 10. I just think it kind of fell in a numbers game of. I look at the AEW women's division and I'm like, it's really not that great. It's not really the workers' fault though.
No, yeah, you're right.
And I think she falls into that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. When we get to a name, if it's one of the names that's on or off my list, when we get to a name, I'll tell you who is the one I put over her on it when we get there.
Okay.
Because I think there's someone on there that's very similar that I think it'll make sense when you hear who I put on to leave her off.
Okay.
To your point, AC, I agree with you, because if you have Nyla Rose in Impact, she probably makes this list.
Yeah. So I think there's two AEW women's wrestlers that I put on this list over her, and there's reasons why I did it. Where if they hadn't done what they did, I probably would have put her on, type of thing.
Touche.
So if you're, I'm not going to rank where she was on my honorable mention, but she was within that next 10 easily.
The only other specific I want to throw out at you guys too was Giselle Shaw, and we were talking about Scott D'Amore and Shaw, and I decided to research it a little bit, their relationship, and interestingly enough, they've been together for 4 years apparently.
Wow!
And I was really thinking this year I first saw Giselle Shaw. I didn't know who she was from anybody else, and the fact that debuting on Impact in 2022 when the boss of Impact is your boyfriend for 4 years, I think I got to give a shout out to Scott D'Amore for that. Because
Right, he didn't
if that was
push
any
her
other
in
company.
year one.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did
Yeah,
it
like
right.
if she was dating Tony Khan, she'd have the title around her waist.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
He did.
Hey, how are you, Tony? Merry Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Good win last week. Good win. All elite.
Good win.
Listen, it's funny because I hemmed and hawed with Shaw too because I watched the show this week.
Okay.
And you know where I fell with her?
Mm-mm.
I felt like next year she's going to be there.
Ah, okay.
You know what I mean?
This is the
It was a little late with her.
okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't think it was a full year.
But close again. You could go back and forth with some of the other girls that I put on there.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think she'll be there. I don't know.
I have no doubt. I mean,
Again, she's
fucking
in that
good.
next 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right,
Yeah.
fair enough. Let's move to White House. Your two that didn't make the list, Shayna Baszler and Dakota Kai.
Okay. Not the two that I thought, but okay. Well, one of them. Yeah. No. That's dude. I mean, Baszler, I could see being left off. I just, I really like. I thought Vince, when he was driving that bus, did a complete disservice to her, and I know her NXT run was in the past, but that's what she's capable of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what she's capable of.
I did have her close on my.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in consideration for sure.
And then Dakota Kai, I think that ceiling is. I think we've only seen the tip of that iceberg.
Oh yeah.
And you know what I mean. And so I could see why she was left off. But that, to be honest with you, I there's a little biased. I've been a big fan of her since her NXT days as well. So, I'm not surprised.
AC, any thoughts on those two?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to sound repetitive here, but
Same thing.
both in that, they're in that next level.
Yeah.
Just not enough to overcome some of the other things I thought were important. But right there. And here, listen, Shayna could have a big year this year. Get on the list again. EO Sky, yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then AC, you're 4. Mercedes Martinez, ROH, or should I say Women of Honor champion.
I had a feeling. Yep.
Serena Deeb.
Mm-hmm.
Saraya.
Mm-hmm.
And Tasha Steelz. Mainly out of these 4, I want to know about Tasha Steelz because I thought that was kind of shocking that you had her actually at 19, not 20. What do you like about her?
Like kind of semantics with her and Saraya.
Mm-hmm.
Again, so Serena Deeb is probably the one that I took over Nyla. And when we were talking earlier, I will tell you the name. That's the one I took over Nyla.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that little, it wasn't even little, it was quite long. The run they had with Serena Deeb where she was doing, now they've totally done nothing with her since, which pisses me off because I thought she was having a really good year. And I just thought that was more impactful than anything Nyla did. Saraya coming into the company, gets a win on Britt Baker early. It got talked about a lot. I feel like it was a big deal.
First match back.
What's that?
First match back.
Yeah.
You know.
And I feel like there's another 1 or 2 people on this list that are on there not so much because of their wrestling, but because of other things they did for the most part throughout the year. So that was part of it with her. Tasha Steelz, I just think Tasha Steelz is another one of those knockouts that's just very consistent. She's always going to be there. I'm kind of surprised she didn't make the list a little bit. I thought maybe she'd be like late, kind of where I put her, maybe 20, maybe 18, maybe 19, in that range. I just think she's very consistent and very good on what I think is the best week to week and just storytelling. The best women's wrestling's going on in Impact, and I just thought she's part of that, and I thought she'd be recognized for that.
All right.
That's kind of where I was at with that.
Good
Who was
answer.
the other one?
Mercedes Martinez.
Okay. I mean, obviously, this is not so much a shock to me because her biggest impact this year was the Ring of Honor stuff, which was only pay-per-views. But I thought she had a good debut. I think this is where Tony blurred the lines between the both companies. But she did win a Ring of Honor championship. She got a good reaction when I was there live. I felt like if Deeb's on the list, she's got to be on the list. It doesn't. She out of all of them, I'm not surprised she's not on the list, to be honest with you. But that was more of a honorable mention from me. But what this tells me is there's somebody on my list that I was worried wasn't going to make it, and now I know she did, so I'm very happy about that.
Well, before you get there, I don't know if this is who you're talking about, but I said you and White House had a shared person that didn't make the list. So this is the last.
Okay. Oh, so that's in addition to this.
Correct. AC, you had her at 16. White House had her at 19. She didn't make my list. Chelsea Green.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I just think she's really fucking hot.
Oh, yeah.
She is. She is.
Dude, she strictly made it at 19 because of that.
Yeah, she did multiple things at multiple companies.
Yep.
Again, I dig the Impact stuff.
Yep.
And I got to say this again. Her being the one out makes me super excited that the other one's on. And I'll tell you guys who that is when we get there. But I'm really excited that somebody made this list that I didn't think would. But so that's awesome.
Okay. All right. So
I'm excited. I'm excited that she's going back to WWE as well. That platform, that women's division, with Hunter in charge, I think there's a spot for her to shine in that spotlight. And I think we're going to see some. I hope we see the crazy chick Chelsea Green. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's the character that they bring in. The
She's
crazy
so good
bitch.
at it.
Oh my God. And so I yes, she's hot. Yes, she's a 10. You know what I mean? But at the same token, there's some talent there too. So yeah.
So where did White House have her ranked?
19.
19. I had her 16. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So this tells me we have a pretty damn good list coming here.
I think the list is actually really good. I do. And I wasn't sure if it was going to end up being serious, but it turned out it was. And a lot of that has to do with balance. There's one or two that are questionable, I think. But other than that, I think we did a pretty good job. So here's the top 20 women's wrestlers of the year. Oh, yeah.
Number 20.
12 points got you on the list at number 20.
Wow.
12.
Okay.
Yeah, which should tell you something about the top of the list.
Yes.
She was only on my list. I had her at number 9, and that's pretty damn high for who I think is a rookie as far as American TV goes. Impact's Masha Slamovich. You guys didn't have her on the list.
Oh.
I'm now that I'm looking at it, maybe 9 is a little too high. However, I think it took me a while to come around to her. But the more I see her, the more I really like her. She's Russian, number 1. I didn't quite there was a disconnect for me with her character. But she's almost kind of like a crazy Russian, like a mad Russian. And she's just there to beat ass. And that's basically the character.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she is one of these. Obviously she's Russian, but I think she was working in Canada, and that's where they brought her from. But I think she's one of the future knockouts that we could be looking at 2 years from now, maybe, as one of the top girls there.
So what you're saying is you're pro Putin?
Yeah, in this case, yeah.
That didn't take long.
Yeah, I know, right? Listen, I don't think it's a bad choice. I think it's a little high for what she's done so far.
Mm-hmm.
But again, another one where you're like, could she be in the top 5 next year? Who knows?
Yeah. Depending on the booking.
You could really do a lineage where she's the next up to challenge Jordan Grace.
Mm-hmm.
In the spring. So it's I mean, I see it. I don't necessarily believe she's a top 20 this year, just being honest. But I could see where you came to that decision.
Okay, yeah. They booked her undefeated up until they ran her against Jordan Grace, which I thought was like, that's awesome because, create a start, put her on the map, and that's what they did.
Right.
So,
you know what I find too with the knockouts? So much of what they're doing with the women feels relevant. It's very hard to be like, this one's better than that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because even the non-title feuds feel relevant where nowhere else they really do.
Oh, yeah, 100%. White House, have you seen much of her yet?
I've seen clips of her.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen videos of her. I think that I think when talking to you specifically, words with the women's, I think 9 maybe high for me, but I understand why it's not high for you. It's because of how you evaluate the Impact women's roster. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's the way you see it. You know what I mean?
Your flavor of
like,
ice cream.
It's
ice cream.
It's how I am. It's how I am with New Japan, specifically Ospreay or Jay White.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're making sense.
I think
Naito.
that's how exactly. Naito. No, that's a good one. Naito made my list, but he wasn't on anybody else's. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's how much regard I have for New Japan wrestling. Is the same when you and I talk Impact or we talk TNA. I mean, we get on that women's division, and we can have a half-hour conversation, and and it'll feel like minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think this is just one of those signs of where you see her. The potential is there for her. I like her character. I like what she does in the ring, and I watched, and I'm curious. I will watch her match with Jordan Grace because I think there's some chemistry there.
Oh yeah,
and
this is why you questioned me about Tasha Steelz.
They can tell a fucking really.
It's like if you put Slamovich over Steele, she would have made the list,
right?
Or been higher.
Been higher, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, she didn't make it. What am I saying?
That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it, Edwards.
Oh, God damn, bro.
Number 19.
Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Ooh, so we all had her on the list?
We all had her on our list, yep.
Okay. Listen, Alexa Bliss is always going to be a major part of what they're doing because I think she's one of the ones that does both. She can tell a story.
Good,
good in the ring.
Yep.
I'll give her. She's got the triple package. She's fucking.
Yeah. Goddamn.
Oh God, she's so fucking hot. Yeah. I just gotta say it. I mean, she's fucking hot. She tells an in-ring story.
Yeah.
Plus, we've seen her reinvent herself 2-3 times here, and it's always good.
She could do the character shit.
Yeah,
it's all good. I'll tell you what. The last show I went to, just reminded me because I'm going to a show in 2 days. But last year, there were numerous girls dressed up, little girls dressed up as Alexa Bliss at that show.
Yeah, I believe it.
I believe it.
I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't. I was like, holy shit.
She's probably taken into that Sasha space with the merch.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's vacant right now, and it makes a lot of sense because she's a constant. I don't think I don't think little girls are going to get excited about Ronda Rousey.
Right.
Right. She's too tough. She's strong and badass. Like we're going to like Ronda Rousey.
Mm-hmm.
Guys are going to like Ronda Rousey. Right. Badass women are going to like Ronda Rousey. MMA fighters who also watch wrestling are going to like Ronda Rousey.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at the little girl thing,
Perfect.
It was Sasha. It was Bailey.
Yeah.
Sasha's gone. Bailey's a heel. And Alexa, she kind of always walked the line, but even when she was a heel, she was kind of like, I don't know. Also, she actually could play the mean girl too. Let's throw that out.
Yeah, yep. She was good at that.
I wonder if they're keeping her in this, pseudo babyface role now because of the merch sales.
Well, she smashed a plant over Bianca's head last week.
No, we're heading
back to
Bray.
Bray Wyatt.
Okay, so I missed that. I'm sorry.
Yep. Yeah, we're going back to Bray.
Which is fine. I think it's okay. For me, you could go either way with her. I don't mind her as baby or heel. So.
Right.
Oh, either do I.
I just want to watch her.
I think when
Twist
you
my bliss. Yeah.
the fact that she could play the face and heel role perfectly, either or, you can position her anywhere.
You can.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes, you can.
Anywhere. Yeah.
When you look at it,
You're right, White House. Let's position.
Doggy, reverse cowgirl.
To what Seth Rollins brings,
You walked right
Seth
into that.
Rollins brings to the men's roster, you could say Alexa Bliss is the female version of that.
Oh, Seth too. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Never mind.
She's just that fucking good, man. And I just, this was a down year for, injuries and whatnot. But I mean, every role they put her into, she comes out shining, man. And it's a testament to how good she is. She could go heel, she could go face, she could go on the mic. There's not one thing she can't do well that I know of.
I think that's a testament too. You call it a down year, and she still made the list.
Yes.
That'll tell you.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh, such good shit, pal.
Number 18.
Going back to Impact again. Full disclosure here, okay? I didn't know how to place a vote simply because I didn't want a Sami Callihan issue here. So this is what I did. On my list, I wrote Rosemary because I am a fucking Rosemary mark, okay? But in parentheses, I put Death Dolls, okay? I didn't know how to view it because Taya is basically, let's say, the ace of the three of them.
Yeah.
And I saw that you had Taya on your list. So basically, I'm transferred because the Death Dolls are very entertaining to me, and I don't think they should be as entertaining as they are. So I kind of took that and made it Taya.
Yeah.
Okay? So I want to throw it out
there. So it's Taya / Death Dolls.
Yes.
I can live with that.
Okay. All right, cool. There were 18 on my list. White House, you had Taya at 8.
Yeah.
That's an awesome showing. Taya / Death Dolls.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of hers. I think, granted, in the USA, she may not be doing too much, but, on camera wise, but she's doing stuff in AAA still. Good stuff. MLW, she's doing stuff. I think she got the shit end of the stick at NXT, and she's going back to where she should be in Impact. When you look at dollar, when you level the playing field and look at it objectively, Taya is a top 5 talent in any promotion. And, there's not many women that I would say say must see, must watch, puts on that type of show. She's one of them.
Oh yeah.
Easy for me.
Easy
for me.
100%. AC, what do you got from these three? Like I said, they're kind of like when I looked at them getting together, and they did tell the story. At one point, I don't know if you guys saw, maybe like towards the end of summer, Havoc got lost in that whatever they call it, the dead underground or whatever, and they had to do the cinematic shit to get her out. Rosemary and Taya went and found her and pulled her out, and then they became the Death Dolls. This thing that they're doing, I can't really put my finger on why I like it so much, but it's more than the three of them dressed up as goth girls. It's that, but it seems like they're really having fun with it. Almost like a Judgment Day thing.
Their chemistry, the three of
them. Yeah,
is
there's just something there about
good,
them.
Man.
You know what I mean?
There is, 100%.
Yeah, listen, Taya is was right there for me, so I'm with it. I'm okay with it. This is, why I had such issue or hard time with that last, 15 to 20. Like I said, 1 through 14, I pretty much felt like I had it slam locked in.
Mm-hmm.
And then 15 to 20, I felt like that's where I really struggled. And Ty is one of those who I struggled with. I didn't so much, say Rosemary or Havoc. If we thought about doing it that way as a group, maybe I would have.
Yes.
So however you want to list it, I'm okay with, because I think I don't think it's out of the realm that they belong there either. It just, what Impact, this is my issue with Impact.
Undead Realm. You said Realm. That's what it's called. Undead Realm. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So my issue with making a list with the Impact is so much of what they're doing is good with the women's wrestlers. I want to put all of them on. But,
it's true.
Then you got AEW, then you got, you know what I mean? And it was very hard to distinguish who am I putting above the rest type of thing. Other than one person who I thought really distinguished themselves. I can't say it.
Okay, can't say it. Okay, all right.
I want to make sure
Good
she's on
tease.
the list before I say
Right.
it.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, yeah.
Number 17. Number 16.
The next two is a tie. AC, you are going to be the judge. And this couldn't have worked out any perfectly. If you're listening, you're going to think I booked this, but I didn't. It turned out this way. It fucking turned out this way. White House's number 4 is tied with my number 4, and they're both extremely hot redheads.
Okay.
So fucking funny. White House's number 4, Becky Lynch.
Yep.
My number 4, Alba Fireball. Now, I know. She literally just re-debuted on NXT. I get it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But my God. I mean, second coming of Lita, maybe. Same.
Right, so you have Alba Fire.
Same build. That red dyed hair. Man, hair dye goes a long way, man, for Kay Lee. Now she's Alba. I mean, come on. Come on, man. I'm trying to sell you. I'm trying to sell you on Alba. Come on.
Listen, both of them were on that short list that didn't make it for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, you hit the nail on your head. I just think both of them had such a short year.
It's true.
When you're looking at that's tough. I mean, Becky's been pushed into the title picture a little bit. The stuff with Bayley's been good. Oh man, I got to break the tie, huh?
Mm-hmm.
She main evented a WrestleMania. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I gotta go. Listen. The main WWE over NXT, I think is the logical tiebreaker there, and I just don't think it's been enough time for Alba or what's her name? She wrestled at NXT, who I hemmed and hawed and put over, who wanted to put on this list too.
Yeah, I had her on mine underneath.
What's that?
I had her on mine underneath. Yeah, she didn't make the cut, but I had her on.
Yeah. What's her? Isla Dawn.
Yeah, I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure how you say it.
Yeah, I listen. I love both of them, but it's the same thing. So I'm gonna go with White House on this one. I'm gonna take Becky just a hair ahead.
Just a hair ahead, a red hair ahead.
Probably because I actually like, she's fucking hot. But I gotta be fair to Becky here, and I'll go Becky.
White House.
All right, man. She's hair ahead, man. I mean, whatever.
What were you gonna say?
I actually can't stand Becky now. I just gotta be fair. I really can't. I can't. Becky Lynch is not on my list because I can't stand Becky Lynch. It just White House says the ice cream. She's the shit flavored for me. For me. I get it, but it's just not my thing.
Yeah, she kind of annoys me lately. I don't know.
I get it.
This thing in the crowd and everything.
Everything
she does lately, every time she changes it, I feel like it gets worse, not better. It's just my opinion. It's hard for you know what I mean.
Mhm.
I'm just being honest.
I get it.
All right, boys, ready to move on?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, this is a big one, and this is the last tie we have to break.
Oh, number 15. Number 14. 13. Number 12.
Okay, we have a tie. Okay.
Wow, another one.
But it's a 4-way tie.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah. They all had
How
18.
the hell are we gonna break this tie?
They all, and this is tough too. Yeah, we all had 18. They all had 18. One of them was on all 3 of our lists.
Okay, who's that?
That was Camille.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
That was the one, AC? That's what you were waiting for?
Yes. This
All right.
is the one I was so happy made it. Yes.
So, AC, you had her at 9, which is awesome. I had her at
I love
16,
her. I fucking love her.
and White House had her at 20.
Hey, listen, I've been the one carrying the banner for NWA with these lists. I think this is a superstar.
Fuck.
She's just
yes.
not in a
Oh, hell yeah.
superstar company yet.
Oh, hell yeah.
If that spotlight gets on her, dude, you talk about.
She's awesome.
Dude, she's got like a Beth Phoenix running her, man. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
just, oh my God.
So
Yeah.
what numbers are we talking about here?
So, we are talking 13, 14, 15, 16.
I'm just gonna say before hearing the other 3,
Mhm.
considering we all 3 of us picked her, I think we should put her at 13,
I agree.
Yeah,
White House, you good?
I'm good with that.
and
Okay.
then we'll hem and haw
I'm a
with
big
the
fan
other.
of hers. I'm a big fan of hers.
Okay,
And the
good.
fact that all 3 of us had her on the list, man, go for it.
I am so happy you guys picked her.
Yep, go for it. I'm good with that.
Yeah, actually, the first time I saw her, it was on one of the NWA pay-per-views, and she was in that stable with
The National Treasure, baby.
then yes, Nick Aldis,
Yes.
and I want to call him Bram. I can't remember his name.
Yep.
Yep, and Chris Masters. Yeah, but what I liked about it was she was the 4th member, but she was a member. Like she
Yep.
was a full-on wrestling member. She wasn't
She
like
was.
a valet or
Yep.
anything. You know?
100%.
Yeah.
So that was cool. That's what grabbed my
Yep.
attention.
I dig her, man. I like her a lot.
Okay, so the other 3 didn't make my list. Any of the 3. At number 12 on AC's list is the same number 12 on White House's list. Liv Morgan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again,
Held
man.
the title.
Yep.
Feud with Ronda.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hardcore
Yeah,
matches.
I'm digging her hardcore little thing she's
Mhm.
going on right now. This character I can get behind.
Mhm.
I'm digging this. I'm digging the shit she's doing right now.
I mean, plus she come on, like
Fuck yeah.
Oh.
A tan! A fucking tan! A tan!
we haven't done a lot of Vince voice yet, but I mean this is
We're
kinda
getting there,
like,
pal.
If you need a tiebreaker, yeah. Well, we got to hear the other 2 are first.
The other
all
two.
right, Liv
Okay.
Morgan. Liv Morgan. All right.
And guys, seriously, math, it's so funny when you see these numbers written out. So those were your 12s. Liv was both your 12s.
Okay.
Versus
And this was going to be way off the rails, right?
versus your number 3s. It's fucking mind-boggling. Your number 3 White House is Thunder Rosa. Didn't
Yep.
make my list, didn't make AC's list. Your number 3 AC, Jade Cargill, didn't make my list,
Oh my
didn't make
fucking
White House's list.
God. Number 4, right there. Fuck. What?
No, how? Hold on a second.
Oh my God.
She hasn't lost a match. She has a major title for one of the 2 top companies.
That bitch show.
She's on TV every week. She's been on every pay-per-view.
Dude, she's awful, man.
That bitch show.
You personally don't like her. I'm just going on her record.
Oh my God.
Thunder Rosa hasn't wrestled in fucking 4 months.
But you really, she's hurt. But you look at what she did prior to that 4
Listen,
months.
I can't do anything
Look
about
what
that.
she did.
A lot of
Look
people
what she
get
did
hurt.
prior to the 4 months. Can't even compare the 2.
No.
Who's number 4? Or is that it?
That was it. You got Liv, Jade, and Thunder Rosa.
Wait, I thought it was four types.
Camille was the one. that we
Camille
decided.
was the other one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
put Camille.
So Camille, yeah. All right.
So,
Edward, you pick.
all right, would you guys go with this? If we go Liv Morgan,
Yeah.
because both of you had Liv
Yeah.
Morgan on your list.
Fair. Yeah.
I'd put Jade over Liv, but yeah, whatever you want to do.
Jade over Liv.
I mean, Liv's hotter, but I gotta go who had the better year. The girl hasn't lost a match. She's got a major title.
It's true.
She's been on every show, every pay-per-view.
It's true. Liv did have a major title though, even though she lost it.
She did.
Well, she beat Ronda
and she had
twice.
a big feud with Ronda
Lost
Rousey.
right.
Probably on this list too. All right, you know what? I'll concede.
Okay.
All
right. How about this?
Here.
How about this? If you concede here, we'll go Jade then Thunder Rosa.
Oh my God.
White House.
I gotta drink some more to go with that.
Just say yes and have a drink, White House.
Yeah,
It'll be fine.
Wait,
that's what I'm doing right now.
hold on. So I know White House hates her, and that's why she wasn't on her list.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know why she wasn't on your list.
Edwards agrees with me.
Because basically I agree
that's
with
fine.
White House.
I'm just asking why.
Yeah, I think it's too much of a Booker push. It's too much. She's not that good.
Shoved down your throat.
Yes, it's that whole thing. Yep.
All right, you know what? That's a fair take.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's my main reason for sure.
Yeah.
All right, I don't disagree.
Yep. Okay, so quick recap. Now that we sorted out that mess. Number 20, Masha Slamovich. Number 19, Alexa Bliss. 18, Taya Valkyrie. 17, Alba Fire. Oh, yeah. 16, Becky Lynch. 15, Thunder Rosa. 14, Jade Cargill. 13, Liv Morgan. 12, Camille. And that brings us to the top 11. Oh, God damn it.
Number 11.
21 points total. She didn't make my list, guys. She didn't make my list.
She had 21 points.
She had
She didn't
21
make yours?
points.
Holy fuck.
Number 14, White House for you. And number 7, AC for you, Ronda Rousey.
Okay.
Yeah,
man.
Go ahead.
WWE champion. The feud with Liv. I think there's star power there. I got to be honest. I put her on here because she's Ronda Rousey and because of what she's done. But I think they're in danger of losing her a little bit here. You know what? I actually thought about this, not to get off the rails, but I'll just throw it in there because we thought of Shayna Baszler earlier. They have her and Shayna together. That women's tag team title needs a push.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they want to do that with her. I think they're at a crossroads with Ronda. Even though I had her high in the list because of what she accomplished over the year and because she's Ronda, I do think they're at a little bit of a crossroads with her as well.
Well, exactly what you're saying is why I didn't have her on the list. It's almost
that's
fair. I wanted her with Shayna, but they're acting like they're mean girls instead of being the two MMA fighters that just whoop your ass.
Yeah, badass.
Like it's weird. They're being like silly high school girls instead, and it's just I can't. I don't even want to see her at this point because of that.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
White House.
All valid points. I like her better as a heel than a face, and I was looking forward to having her with Shayna. With Shayna, but I wish they would use the MMA. Bring the four women. They're four horsemen of the apocalypse or whatever they want to call themselves. I was really hoping that we were going to see that with the other two, but the other two haven't been around. So I don't know.
Marina Shafir's in AEW.
Well,
Jessamy Duke, I don't think is with WWE anymore.
No, I don't think so either. So I mean, I don't like the mean girl thing they're doing either. I think to me that's lazy booking. I think they could be a little bit more creative with it. So
they're not good at it though either. That's
no,
the problem.
I don't know why Ronda's struggling with this as much as she is.
You know what?
I really don't. This one.
Why wouldn't they do like training montages and you know what I mean? Like them being bullies is not really like when I think of bully, I think of like Liv Morgan. you think of like the cheerleader. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I agree with what Hollywood's saying. I just think the totality of her year puts her in this place. But since she got the title back from Liv, I question where they're going.
Oh, shit.
Number 10.
Number 9 on White House list. Number 2 on AC list.
Oh, number 9. Okay.
Number 9. Bianca Belair.
Yeah. Okay. It's a good spot for her.
Why is she on my list? I'll tell you why. She looks like $1 million.
Yep.
She does not work like $1 million. I don't get it. I see the ponytail getting swung around, but I also see her trying to pick up girls like Alexa Bliss, like doing power moves, and we've said this on the show many times, and she can't do it. And I'm thinking to myself, what is the disconnect with this girl? She's had plenty of time with the championship. She's had plenty of time with the veterans, Alexa, Asuka, Becky, Bayley now. I don't get it. Guys, I do not get it. AC, explain to me why number 2, because I don't see it in this girl.
All right. So I think this is a perfect time to bring up my evaluation process and how I got to where I'm going here.
Okay.
Everything you said is accurate. I don't even like her. I don't like the long hair. I don't like when she swings the hair. She lost it for me years ago when she's crying in the ring. Because my question is, why is the character, the EST Bianca Belair, crying in the ring? Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with her personal whatever. Like, I get, first ever WrestleMania main event for a black woman and all that, which is all great, and I understand it's a big deal. But the character should not be crying. All that rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, 100%.
Here's the thing, though. The company is pushing her in this light. Champion, the top feuds, the feuds with Bayley, the constantly in the title picture. Listen, if I was to do this list of what I want to see, my list would be very different. And when I sat down, I thought about it. Do I want to do the list of what I want to see? Or do I want to do the list of what I'm seeing, I guess is the way to say it.
That's a good way to say it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I get it.
And that's where I'm at. Like, when I put Jade Cargill as number 3, it's not because she's my third favorite wrestler. It's because AEW decided that she's going to wrestle on almost every other show, every pay-per-view, win a title, never lose a match. I'm just going on the year. But basically, here's the best way to explain it. Take the names away and write down on a piece of paper the accomplishments of all these women. You don't know what their names are. You don't know who they work for. This is the accomplishment. Mm-hmm. Won a title, won a pay-per-view match, blah, 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 blah. And you do that, I feel like you're going to get Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill very higher in your list. Now, I made exceptions for some people we may talk about going forward. I think we will, because of just overall impact and greatness of what they're doing. But that's really the crux of how I came up with the list, because at heart, I just want to pick the hottest chicks. And I was like, I can't do that. It's not proper.
I get that.
It's supposed to be you know what I mean?
I get that, but
Mandy Rose is number 1 in my heart, okay? I'm not going to lie about it. And no, I didn't subscribe yet, all right?
Not yet.
No,
you might.
I'd get in trouble if I subscribe. I'm not gonna. If I was single, I'd be subscribed like a motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She's high. Come on.
White House.
But you got to have respect. You know what I mean?
White House, talk to me about Bianca Belair.
You know, all those things you guys mentioned about her, you know, are cons. They really are. But at the same token, she hasn't pieced it all together, but she's shown flashes of doing it. She just hasn't done it all together as a whole. Do you know what I mean? But she has done those things. I mean, Look at her merch. Look at her. Look at the crowd reaction she gets. Her
She's
mic.
pushed by the company, bro.
Fuck me, man. And her mic skills, she may have lapses in the ring, but her mic skills are pretty freaking good. You know what I mean? She's charismatic.
I don't know.
About
I don't know if I agree with you on that.
Again, it's people's. It's
yeah, ice cream. I get it. You know what? I think when it's short and sweet, she's good.
Yes, 100%.
I think when you leave the mic in their hands too long, and this is a lot. This is not
a lot. 100%. 100%. Less is more with her. But we talked about that with Britt Baker before. Exactly. 100%. I just think there's something about her. She may not have the Rock it factor, but she has an it factor. And
it's the EST, pal.
And I think you saw a lot more of it, Edwards, in NXT than you have in the main roster. But with it said, the fact that she's a 3-time champion, that's why she was top 10 for me. You know what I mean? It's those results. Now, it does sound contradicting because at the same token, I left somebody off that list because I think she's god-awful garbage.
Jade Cargill.
Right, exactly.
Right. Yes.
So,
right, and I understand why you guys did that. I'm with
you. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it sounds contradicting, but that's why.
So that's exactly where I was going to go. Neither of them made my list.
Yeah, and you're consistent.
Now, here's the thing, though. I would take Bianca over Jade. Sorry, AC. I would.
Oh, fuck, man. Not even close. 100%.
Oh, I would, too.
100%.
Well, you did. You did. Yeah, it's 2 and then 3.
Did. Right.
Is Bianca Belair 10 times better than she was 2 years ago? I think there's a little bit of truth to that, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think there's a lot of room for improvement. I mean, I look at it this way: with the whole WWE women's division as a whole, Charlotte Flair is still the best wrestler they have. They're just not using.
Not even close.
Sure, of course.
You know what I mean?
Time off. Not even close.
Yeah,
not even close.
We're that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, there are other people that are just like White House. We've been critical of Liv Morgan in the past.
Yep.
She's not on my list. There are some workers that I just can't put on my list if you annoy me with the way you work. Bianca Belair's one of them. Jade's one of them. Liv Morgan's one of them. I don't know. I could take everything you're saying, AC, and I know you did it that way, and there's nothing wrong with the way you did that because it adds legitimacy to what we're trying to do here. But for me, I can't do it even for some of them that have, tons and tons of booking.
Well, let me ask you this. How high would somebody like Bayley, who I'm assuming is on the list, and we haven't got there yet with her, I'm assuming she's on the list because I put her on and you didn't say I didn't, so she wasn't in my not honorable mentions.
Right.
So I'm going to assume Bayley's on the list. If Bayley had won that title, maybe Bayley's my number 2. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that's kind of where I was with all this,
Yeah. Okay. Well, it opens up a good conversation, I think, there.
But I definitely, with a couple, as we get down the road here, we're like, all the other shit they did to me was just so good that they have to be elevated. Like, they just were so good they had to be elevated. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think we get some of that too,
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to number 9, shall we?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, pal.
Oh, number 9.
Number 9, AC, 13, me, 17, White House, number 1.
Yep.
Wow.
The Virtuosa.
I love her.
Deonna.
Love her.
Purrazzo.
Yep.
You know what? I don't even hate White House for putting her number 1 because I think she's fucking amazing.
I don't hate it.
I think she's amazing since I saw her in the Indies.
She's my favorite women's wrestler.
Yeah, I'm not.
She for me is must see TV, man.
Yep,
she to me is must see TV. And there's a couple others, but dude, if I'm starting a women's division, if I have my own company and I'm booking my own show and I'm starting a women's division, dude, she's the top one I want to talk to.
Oh, I'll tell you this: if this list
she
is in
can't do.
2021, she's my number one.
Yeah.
And listen, I saw her since she came up in the Indies. They missed the boat on her in NXT, WWE.
Yep. Yes, they
And
did.
it was Impact. Impact got it right. And
Yep.
she's fucking tremendous. So wherever you want to put her, I'm fine with. She just got to be on the list for me. And she's on the list.
Fuck yeah,
so
man.
I'm happy.
Hey, she's my number one, but I'm glad she broke the top 10.
Yeah, she deserves it.
Hell fucking yeah, dude. She's top 5 talent for me. Again, she's my favorite. She's my favorite women's wrestler. It's not even close. Well, it is kind of close with my number 2, but it's not. Dude, it's just she's just fucking fantastic on the mic, in the ring. You know, she's got a look. Dude, there's just. I dig everything that she does. And she has that it factor. She does. And I'm just glad that she's one of the centerpieces in the best women's division in all of wrestling. And that's Impact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would say the top 9 here moving forward, this is another one of those cases where if you have an argument that any of them could be number 1, I think I'm okay with it. And that's saying a lot for the top 9 here.
Yeah. Based on what I think is left.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with any of them. But she's my favorite flavor of ice cream.
Yep. And again, going back to Impact Wrestling, women, this is another one. She's going to be, along with Jordan Grace, she's the top dog.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She's the top dog right now. So
1A, 1B, you know, dude, it's not even close. Like, dude, it's just, I love everything about.
I feel like we're about to get very Impact and AEW heavy here.
I have a feeling we're gonna get.
There should be a couple. There should be at least one more AEW.
No, I think
you're 100% AC. It's Impact.
Yeah, I think
and
I think
WWE.
that's where we're headed.
100%. 100%. 100%.
Well, speaking of hot and heavy, oh yeah,
Number 8.
number 6 on AC's list, number 15 on my list, number 10 White House list, number 8 overall, Mandy.
Good fucking for her, man. Good fucking for her.
You know what? She won't be on the list next year.
No, unfortunately. Well, you never know. Maybe she goes.
Well, that's true.
Dude, I think Impact, man.
Other wrestling companies that aren't
I think Impact. I think Impact would be a perfect spot for her.
Yeah,
I
Dreamer
do.
Already said it.
Yeah, I think Impact is a perfect spot for her. I think AEW, she's fucking stupid going there.
I mean, listen,
Impact
Pat
is the
really
way
got
to go.
into it yet. The whole scenario. I don't know if we need to delve into all of this. Other truckers have and everything else. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, if the WWE wants to have a policy that you can't do this and she decides to do it, then she made her own choice.
Yep.
And here's the thing that I look at it. She's not crying about it.
No.
She's not out there like, oh my God, I got fired. The only people crying about her are like pussy ass fans. Like the rest of the people don't care.
Right.
She doesn't care. She's out making her money, doing her thing. And yeah, you could make the argument that WWE gave her the platform, but she also made herself in that company a little bit as well to get the platform. So good for her. And the other side of it is our trucker friend there was like, WWE can get sued because of this, that, and the other.
No, he can't.
I just want to throw this out there because people with actual brains that are working would know this. It's not like she stood on her Twitter and showed her tits. All right, she has
It's behind a paywall.
Behind a paywall where you have to prove your age and have a credit card.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? It's not like she's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not open for anybody to just go. Now, here's the thing. People who are posting the pictures of her online are probably risking lawsuit because
Probably, yeah.
I'm sure there's some kind of disclaimer or, you have to subscribe to some kind of copyright here.
Yeah.
That's definitely copyright infringement when you're taking somebody's personal photos off a site behind a paywall where other people are paying to see this.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they could get them taken down. WWE made a decision, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, listen, she did what she wanted to do here. And she's not the only one with one of those sites. Now, she might be the only one showing more of the goods than the others, but there are other women in WWE, even ones that haven't even made it. I know some that are training to be in NXT that have them. Maybe they're just sending a message here. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, she did what she did. The company did what they did. Everybody seems to be happy about it. So what's the problem?
Yeah.
And good for her for making a fucking list this year because she deserves it.
So the one thing that this ties into what you said with Bianca Belair, you mentioned, well, maybe we're in different times now. And White, I get it. They're a publicly traded company. I get that. But if this was 98, if we're in 1998, Bianca Belair isn't fucking sniffing that title. You know who is? Mandy Rose. They would take her from NXT right now, which would have been OVW in 98, White. I fucking know, okay? And she would be on Raw, and we would be like, she'd be prancing around, and they would be pushing that website.
Prancing around? Bro, you said it. You said it best the day that this all happened. They just haven't figured out how to monetize it. Let's be fair. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
It's not even fair. Let's be real. Not only did they allow their women's wrestlers back in the 90s to do Playboy, they unveiled the goddamn covers on Raw.
Yes.
Like,
in the ring.
Come on.
Yeah, but they weren't publicly traded by the White. I get it. But who cares at this point? Don't you want stars? If that's how she gets her star to rise, she's a star. Look at the money she just made.
Yeah.
She laughed at her wrestling contract.
Yeah.
I mean,
she literally dragged them on Twitter. Like, hey, just come follow me. I'm good. You know what I mean? They could have used this. I'm just sorry. They could have used it.
Absolutely.
And I think their excuse.
Yeah.
Hold on. Don't play the holier than now bullshit with
It's
WWE.
not. No, it's
hold
not.
on a second. They could have used this number one and wrote it into a storyline. And I think the way they could have got him out of the trouble that people wanted, publicly traded, is the very thing that it is behind a paywall. But the other side of it is, how many times have we seen people in WWE do bullshit and get away with it?
Again,
Brock
yes.
Lesnar was fighting in the UFC and failed a USADA drug test. Got stripped, lost the match because of it, and they just go, he wasn't on our main roster then. He was still employed by WWE. That's okay. But fucking Mandy Rose shows a nipple, and it's like all hell broke loose. They got their heads so far up their asses, it's not even funny.
Yep.
But it's fine. If that's the way they want to be, it's fine. I'm just saying is they could have used this.
No, being a public, that's part of it. But, if something's written in her contract, right, you can't do it, and she does it, she's not going to have a job. It's not simple. It's not about right or wrong. It's, I get why she did what she did, but if something is specifically written in a contract, you can't do it. You sign that said document, you do it, you're going to get fired. That's what happened.
I agree with you, but
here's the thing.
She's not crying about that.
I know, but
I'm just saying they could have used it. That's all I'm saying.
No, not if they're a public traded company. They can't. No.
Why?
Because the shareholders they answer to, the sponsors they answer to,
they're probably all subscribed.
No.
Who are you kidding? Come on, bro.
And it's not just. And yes, it's behind a paid wall, but it's not just about a nipple she was showing, dude. She was masturbating on herself. You know what I mean? She was doing other things, and that's fine. It's paid, but the shit came out. That's the problem. That shit comes out.
Wait. There's videos of her masturbating herself
Yeah.
on the
Apparently, apparently.
Yeah.
How have I not seen that?
So it's bigger than.
I'm not gonna go look, but I want to. I'm not gonna lie.
And yes, back in the '90s, you had Sable do her thing.
Cares, bro?
You had what's her face? Oh my God, what's her name?
Sonny?
Barbie. Her real name is Barbie, but what's the fuck?
Kelly.
Yes, Kelly. You know, she had hers. China had hers, but
She got
they
hers
weren't.
now, yeah.
One
They
night in
weren't
China, pal.
They weren't held
now,
accountable.
yeah.
You know what I mean? They weren't held accountable, and it's just different now. And I think if the shit wasn't written in her contract, she would still be employed. I think it's that simple. If it wasn't written in the contract that she can't, because look at Chelsea Green. She had one. She signed with WWE.
Yeah.
Guess what? She shut down.
Yep.
I think it's just that simple. You know, and it's just written in the contract. You know,
I mean,
it's one of
listen,
the reasons
that's
why
fine.
Adam Cole left, because they're giving a hard time about his Twitch.
Yeah.
And he's just doing fucking video games.
It's true.
Listen, that's fine. And if they want to get rid of somebody because of that, that's fine too. I'm not knocking them for imposing whatever's in their contract. I'm just saying I think they could have used it.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying you're wrong. I just think that at the end of the day,
And I don't like the holier than thou shit either.
you know, but I don't see. I think that's too deep. I don't think it's a holier than thou.
Yeah.
I think it's just simple. It's in there. Don't do it. You do it. You get fired. I think it's that simple.
Well, she knew that and did it, so she
Right.
didn't care.
Right.
Which is fine. That's her prerogative. But I'm telling you right now, every fucking dude sitting in that boardroom, come on. We all know what's going on here. And all these sponsors and all that. Come on. We're not dumb. We see what's going on in this country right now. So you're a super hot chick with blonde hair and fake tits. Oh, that's you can't do that. But if you're doing a trainee show, it's okay. I'm just saying that this is where, you know what I mean, where you're blurring the lines.
Tell me where one is written in a contract and the other isn't. It's
I don't
apples and
know.
oranges.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
It's apples and oranges. I don't think your point is wrong. I just think that it was that simple.
Yeah, but you don't have to fire someone because it's in a contract. They decided to use the fact that it was in her contract to fire her.
So if you sign a document saying you can't do something, and you do it, you don't expect your employer to fire you?
Well, I don't think
I would
it's
love to have
automatic.
that. I would love to have a job
automatic.
like that, man.
Did she?
It's not
Oh,
automatic.
absolutely.
Did she just
it's
open?
not.
Did she just open this account? Because I don't think she did. I think she's had it.
She's had it a long time.
Okay, so
had
then what was in the contract?
Well, they got pissed because it leaked.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not about contract. I'm sure her
Listen,
contract doesn't
bro.
state you can have a paywall account and talk to people and show bikini photos, but you can't rub your clit. I'm sure
Something
that's
else
not
happened.
in her contract.
Something else happened.
Maybe.
Bro, on her Instagram, let's be fair here. On her Instagram, in the summertime, she went on her Instagram and posted a picture of herself covered only by her two title belts.
I saw that. Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
And there, not a fucking word then. Something else happened here. I'm sorry.
It's possible. It's possible.
I don't know.
And I differ with you. I don't think because something's in a contract you automatically get fired. I think they utilize those things to get rid of you when they want to.
Right. That's that. I'm with you. I think that's what it is. And I'll be interested to see if when this happens again.
Maybe they told her to knock it off and she didn't.
Maybe
they just had enough with her. Maybe she was a pain in the ass.
Maybe.
You know, who knows? Maybe she didn't want to drop the title. We don't know. We're splitting hairs there. But the bottom line is, this is what it is for me. I am not upset that she got fired because she's not upset. And WWE's clearly not upset.
Right.
So if everybody's happy about it, who gives a fucking shit?
Yeah.
She could go on with her life. They go on with their life. wrestling's still going to happen, and she's making whatever she's making doing her site.
Well,
good for her, good for them.
She'll be $1 million baby in about 4 days when everybody re-ups their subscription for January. So there you go.
Yeah.
Probably.
No question.
She already hit 500K first week out.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's just since she got fired.
Yeah.
You don't know what she's making before that.
Good on you, Mandy. Do your thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, if somebody wants to take their own money and spend it to look at her do whatever she does on her site, what is the problem with that? Now, if WWE decides they don't want to employ her when she's doing that, that's fine too. I don't see a problem either way.
Right. Okay. So there's the Mandy Rose conversation. I knew that was.
I'm just saying,
I knew we had to have that conversation though.
We had to have it at some point.
Yep.
But this idea, like WWE's wrong, I think they're wrong. I think they should have utilized it, but that's
right or wrong.
But they're not wrong.
No, it's just about what side of the pew you're sitting on.
That's
it's not about right or wrong, and that's the thing that pisses me off about this. It's not about right or wrong. It's just side of the pew you're sitting on.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. She has a right to go and make her own money.
100%.
And they have a right to say you can't work for us while you're doing that.
That is capitalism at its finest.
And that's 100%. How it works.
100%.
All right, boys. Let's get to the top 7 here.
Here we go.
Number 10 on AC's list. Number 6 on my list. Number 13 on White House's list. We got to talk about this White House.
I expected it to be higher on White House list.
Jamie Hayter, number 7.
Yeah.
White House.
Yeah.
I had her at 6. You had her at 13. What the hell's going on here, bro? I know you love her. I know you love her.
I love her. You know what it is? If you look at the ladies I had before her, she just got the title, right?
Right.
And I think had this title run started in the summer, you know what I mean? I would have had her higher than Liv. I would have had her higher than probably Bianca. You know, I don't know if she'd been higher than Mandy. I don't know. You know what I mean? That would have been a hard one, hard sell.
Yeah.
So I think it's just now you're starting to see this. So I wouldn't be surprised next year if Jamie's in that top 10. I wouldn't shock me. Because I think you have babyface written all over her, and I think that she's that crown jewel that TK found by accident. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That dumbass just inherited her. You know, so I think the sky's the limit for her.
Yep.
You know,
number 7.
That's why she was at 13. And Hayter with that number 13.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good touch by me. So,
AC number 7 overall. And like White House just said, she just got the title. If she hangs on to this, is she a top 3 candidate next year?
She could be. She could be.
Still
I think
there easy.
Yeah, I think he's right. Sky's the limit. I also think that the crowd is kind of seething to root for her. She's also been in that main storyline with the women's title the whole year because of her connection to Britt Baker. And had a lot of big matches. And, you know, in some ways, I think she might have, had they not pulled what they pulled with Jade, she probably would have had the best year overall in AEW. Maybe there's another one you could kind of say did also, who's her arch nemesis. But either way, big step forward for her this year.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the one thing that's going to bug me a little bit so far about this list. Number 6.
Number 6?
Yes. Oh, yeah, pal.
Number 6.
Not because she's at number 6, or this high, I should say, but because Jamie Hayter's behind her at number 7. AC, you had her at 14. I had her at 8. White House had her all the way at 6, and that is Britt Baker.
Yeah.
A point ahead of Jamie Hayter.
Yeah. This year, yeah. Next year, no bono. You know what I mean? You know, but yeah,
well,
this
we don't
year.
know yet.
We don't know yet.
Yeah, true.
That's a guess. It's a guess. But yeah, this year, yeah, dude.
I honestly, if I had to do a women's wrestling list for 2021, Britt Baker would have been number one. I think it was just a natural kind of not stepping back for the year, but stepping back. You know, she dropped the title. Hayter takes over. I actually think you'll see both of them wrestle. I didn't love. I know why they. I guess I know why they did Saraya and Britt. But she loses that one.
Mm-hmm.
I just think this is the typical what happens to everybody in AEW, where it's floundering, but it's not, but it is, but it's not. And I think that's where she's at right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. That's the way to say it.
But if you had to ask me who is the number one AEW women's wrestler on any given day, and probably who's my favorite AEW women's wrestler, it's probably Britt Baker.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I get it.
I just don't think when you look at the totality of the year, I just think Hayter came on so strong. And the idea that she's got that fan base behind her, I think, is a big factor for me, too.
Yeah. All right, we'll see what they do. We need to have Hayter versus Baker at some point.
Oh, yeah, it has to happen. It has to happen.
It's got to happen.
Just the let up to that is going to be fucking awesome.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah, pal. Number 5, staying with AEW. 3 consecutive AEW women. AC's number 8, my number 7. White House, your number 11.
Yeah.
Number 5, 37 points. Toni Storm.
Fuck yeah, man. That's a good spot. I'm happy.
Yeah, she's a good. I mean,
hell yeah, man.
Big
hell
impact coming in. Title run. The feud with Hayter. Clearly one of the ones they want to push, that Tony wants to push. She's pretty hot too, which is cool.
Juice Robinson.
Yeah, I'm all in on Toni Storm. You know what? When you look at that TBS side, it's all Jade.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the regular women's title, it's almost like a mosh of Britt, Hayter, Rosa, Toni Storm, Nyla Rose, Sheeta, all like mashed together. You know what I mean?
Oh, mash them together, pal.
Kind of,
Turn me
I love
loose.
to be in the middle of that mash.
God damn it.
But I just think when you rate the years, you know what? I thought Toni really distinguished herself coming over to AEW.
Yeah. Not to sound like a complete mark, but I'm going to say the words, she earned my respect this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Coming from just the way, I don't know what it is, but.
You like the way she works?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I just like her overall, and the more I saw her, the more I liked her. So, yeah.
I feel like that's a common thing with your list, where
her shit and
NXT. You like the way they work.
Yeah.
It's a big thing.
Yeah,
which is cool. Like I like that. Yeah.
Her shit with NXT UK was so fucking good, man.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
So fucking good.
I'm sure it was. All right, moving on to number 4. Oh yeah.
Ooh, number 4.
Ooh, you know what? There's somebody that's in the top 4 that I'm surprised, but not surprised, but surprised. I'm thinking.
Okay. White House had her low, number 17.
Okay.
Yep.
AC, number 5. And my number 1, my queen, the MILF queen herself, the greatest wrestler, women's wrestler of all time, in my opinion. And
Hardcore country.
If she's active, she's my number 1, and she is currently. So
I love her.
4 overall, Mickie James.
Oh.
Dude, I love everything about Mickie James.
Oh,
I love her on the mic. I love her.
She's tremendous.
Ass.
Everything
I love
she does,
her work. I love her
doesn't matter
ass.
where she
It's all of it.
wrestles. I mean, she looks like $1 million. I don't even, how old is she? 50? I don't even know. It doesn't even matter.
I don't think she's that old, but
No, she's in her 40s.
Oh, she's amazing.
she's MILF Tapper.
She's been great at what she does for decades.
Yeah.
I've seen her wrestle indies. I've seen her wrestle Impact. I've seen her wrestle WWE, NWA, whatever. Everything she does is tremendous. I love her, last rodeo thing going on right now. Man, I don't hate you for putting her number one. Listen, ice cream, whatever. I don't know why White House has her so low, but that's his business. She's
amazing.
I fucking love her.
I could watch her if she's working. I'll watch the match. It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I have to watch it. I love her so much.
It
White
doesn't
House.
matter.
What do you think?
I get it. I mean, she was lower on the list because she really, outside of this last tour thing she's doing, I mean, spots here, spots there, taking some time off, which she rightfully earned.
Mm-hmm.
The impact to the business this particular year, outside of the storyline, that's kind of where I saw it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she arguably you could say a little bit higher. I could have been, you could have gone either way. I get it. Dude, she's a Hall of Famer. Everything she all her acumen she'd earned, and when you're starting a women's promotion, Mickie James is going to be on top of that list in her prime. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, heel or face. Everything I said about, Alexa Bliss, I mean, Mickie James did it before her. You know what I mean?
You know what's funny? She could run circles about
Here are some
80% of this list.
Absolutely.
Around.
Absolutely.
Oh, 100%.
Yep.
100%.
Her matches with Deonna Purrazzo just like,
Oh.
Yeah.
God damn.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's better than Mandy Rose's OnlyFans or whatever the hell she's doing.
It's true. God, Mickie, I love you so much. So much.
Was that number 4?
Wait, I'm talking to Mickie quick. No. Yeah, she's number 4. Top 3. Boys, here we go.
Wow, this is big.
This is huge.
I think I got the 3 in my head who it's going to be.
Okay.
I got 2 of them. I'm curious on the third one.
Okay.
I got 2 of them down.
All right.
So.
Oh, yeah.
Number 3.
Number 3, White House. You're number 7, AC 11, me number 2. If Mickey's my queen currently right now, but this could change. She's my princess at least.
Yeah.
Another one that I could watch. I could just I don't even whatever. Bailey. 43.
Yeah, 100%.
Our number 3.
White House, go ahead.
If we go back, 3, 4 years ago, and we're talking about that, we had this conversation, I think, the three of us, that John Cena syndrome, who's getting caught in it.
Mm-hmm.
She was stale, but you're not going to turn her because of the kids and the
the
merch
Make-A-Wish and all that.
and all that shit, right? Bailey fell into it. But when she turned on Sasha and that first heel run she went on, and she was Bailey 2 belts going on for a while, well, that's some of the best stuff.
Yep.
And now doing her damage control, this is her best stuff, man. And they found a role that works for Bailey, and it's a heel. And it's and she does well with it. And she reinvented herself. And it's just it's a complete 180 from what she was doing 4 years ago.
Yep.
So 3 is a good spot, man. I think right now she should be the Raw Women's Champion without a shadow of a doubt.
Yep.
I think if she was the Raw Women's Champion, she would be
number
probably
1.
higher. No, she'll be in that 3 or 4 realm. You know what I mean?
I think she might be number 1.
Maybe.
Oh, not for me. Diana Purrazzo's number 1 for me. I'm sorry, but she's just
I
right
think
there.
on the list she would have gotten number 1.
Oh, maybe
Because I would have had her way higher.
I would have had a higher too. Well, yeah, you're probably right. But no, I like the fact that she's number 3, boys. I really do. This was a good one. I like this spot.
So a couple things here. Like I said, with the title belt, I think she goes up higher. I think the fact that she didn't win the title is what had me move her back. Which again, this is the merit thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to give Bianca the credit for having the title, who's did she beat? Mostly Bailey, that kind of thing. But I'll say this about Bailey: great on the mic, always entertaining in the ring, reinvented herself, all that stuff. Had a great year coming back. puts together her team there with Io Sky and Dakota Kai, Damage Control. The other thing I think that's very like attractable about Bayley is like she's like very normal looking in a way. You know what I mean? Like
she's real, real looking.
Like when you see Mandy Rose, you're like, I can never get her.
Right.
When you see Bayley, you're like, oh yeah, pal. Yeah, I could get her, pal. You know what I mean? You probably can't, but
I know what you're saying.
Mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And her sexiness is like comes from I don't even know how to explain it. Like
her ass, pal.
You don't
her
find
ass.
Bayley sexy? Yeah, her ass. Of course, her ass.
That's where it comes from. You nailed it.
Right, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you just look. There might be times where you look at Bayley and you're like, "Why do I think she's so sexy?" Just look at her and like, she's so fucking sexy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's not even exotic. It's just
I know.
I don't know, like that normal.
She's got a natural seduction.
Natural. Yes, that's the word.
Natural. Her lips are natural.
Very natural.
Her body's natural. Her ass is natural.
Too, there, pal.
Her demeanor's natural.
Mm-hmm.
I like her whether she's a heel. I like her whether she's a babyface. I actually like her more as a heel. And I think she's just, when you talk about having like quality matches all the time and just being a constant, like that's her.
Mm-hmm.
I love her.
Yeah. Everything you guys said.
Not as much as Mickie James overall, but I love her.
Same here. I think as time goes on, and I wish we could see that torch passed.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a dream match if she could put over Bayley.
Torch to pass there too,
that would be amazing. But yeah, for me, I would think probably for her, going back to our conversation last week with Enzo and MJF, and him saying, it's harder to be the good guy, easy to be the bad guy, whatever, for that cheap heat. Bayley basically debuted as that super over babyface.
And version of Cena?
What, 21? How 23?
That's where
whatever
they were going with her.
Like, how did you accomplish that at such a young age when you debuted in NXT and then took it to the main roster?
Yeah,
that's just mind blowing. And then when she turned heel,
with the fan base across the spectrum.
Exactly. So, man, number 3, got to give it to her.
You know what's kind of crazy. You brought up Mickie and her, the torch passing.
Yes.
It would be how great would it be if Mickie just did like the last rodeo in every company?
That would be great.
Yeah.
That would be so great. Like, I was so great.
Awesome. All right, so this is interesting. All right, boys. Number 2. Oh, yeah.
Number 2.
1 point higher than Bayley. AC had her at 4. I had her at 3. Whitehouse had her at 2. Number 2 overall, Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What a year.
What a year. She barely
what a
wrestled,
fucking
right?
year. And she
This
barely
is what
wrestled.
when we're talking about, I'm like, merit and winning titles and all this. But I don't know how you can't discount the work she's done.
No.
Right up until this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
she's been fucking tremendous.
Yep.
Tremendous.
And then you finally get her healthy and put her in War Games, and she fucking dominates.
Yeah, dominates. Wrestles dudes. The whole whatever. Listen. I hemmed and hawed with putting her number 1. I got to be honest with you.
So did I.
Because I just feel like her work was just so good. And when you're talking about what WWE is, sports entertainment, the whole thing, she's the most consequential woman on that show without a title.
Yeah.
Yep.
Think about that. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't even know what else to say. Like, I guess you have to see it to believe it, type of thing. And went against the grain of how I picked my list. I just thought what she's done has been so great.
She's the exception to the norm.
Yeah, and when I go back, I think one of the most jaw-dropping moments of the year for women's wrestling was her giving a concerto to Beth Phoenix.
Yes.
Yep.
Hell of a moment they made there.
Yep.
Yeah, and she's another one too, like similar to Bayley, but in a different way. It doesn't matter what your flavor of ice cream is when you're looking at, beautiful women. There's something about Rhea Ripley. She's got like makeup on that is supposed to make her look bad, right? Like if you compare her to like a Mandy Rose. But there's something about her. Like, I don't know if I guess that's the it factor, the charisma, whatever it is. But when she does that smile, that Joker smile that she does.
The Joker smile, man.
It's everything like about her. Her movements when she hops on the apron to do the pose with the guys. It's everything that she does. Like, it's hard to take your eyes off her when they're all out there.
You want to call her mommy like Dominic does. That's why.
You see, he got arrested over the holidays.
Yeah. Dude, that fucking video was hilarious, man.
That was so great.
So fucking
Mommy.
good.
I can't go to jail, Mom.
I won't make it in jail. So good.
Yep.
How about his mommy's bitch slapped his mommy?
Right? Yeah.
White House, you were on the Ripley train before we were.
100%.
Yeah, he's been on it a while.
What do you think?
And Jim Ross has said it many times on Raw, and many times on his podcast when talking about, a certain wrestler, if he was starting a wrestling company, and, he's starting one up, and who has the body of that, it's Randy Orton. Okada in New Japan. Rhea Ripley in the women's division. I'm a big Deonna Purrazzo fan. She's my favorite wrestler. But Rhea Ripley's number 2. Yes. And if I'm starting a women's division and I need either, I need that super baby face or I need that badass heel, I'm looking at Rhea Ripley, man. Just go back and look at her match. No one watched it because it was COVID, but watch her match with Charlotte Flair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was great.
That was amazing.
That match put her on the map mainstream.
Yep.
She was doing this shit.
After that Mania, to be honest.
Fuck, it was. Hell yes, it was. And it's been the sky's the limit for her since. And the testament to how good she is, they put her at Judgment Day to give her something to do because she was hurt. She couldn't wrestle. What did she do with that? She turned chicken shit into chicken salad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was a funk. It wasn't going nowhere with Edge, and Edge bailed because of it. He knew it. You threw in Finn, and you've seen great things out of Finn, but who's the straw that stirs that drink?
Yep.
It's Rhea Ripley, man. It's her.
Yep.
It Dominic. We all like, fucking, what are they doing thinking putting Dom in there? And who's making that work with Dom? Rhea Ripley.
Yep.
So, yeah, man, she's so fucking good. And you're already talking about what she's doing in the ring. Just go back to War Games. You want to reset, that. God, she's amazing. She's truly amazing.
You said something there, and I thought before you jump in, AC.
No, go ahead.
When it comes to eventually splitting up the Judgment Day, and I'm not saying do it soon, I'm just saying, things come to an end, right?
Yeah.
But do you guys think Rhea and Dom are so over that they'd be able to turn face and stay together? Because I think they're like, she's the one that stirs the drink, but her and Dominic are like, they're so over right now.
Let me throw this at you. You had Eddie Guerrero doing that shit with China when they first put those two together. What the hell did you think? What the fuck are they doing with that?
Yeah, it's a good point.
This is 2.0, man.
That's a good comparison.
2.0.
Yep.
This is 2.0. So I would, and respect to Dom for making this work, running with it, having fun with it, and creating himself that's different than what his dad was doing. So, I mean, yeah, man, I could see a nice little run like Latino Heat Part 2, some shit like that. You know what I mean? Have fucking fun with it, and that's what they're doing. Yeah, man.
AC.
Yeah, listen, my side of it here, this is one of a couple things I was hoping or like pleasantly, I don't know if I was surprised, but like optimistic about happening, was when I put her super high. I was hoping she was going to land super high. And I feel like I know you two guys pretty well, but I'm like, are they going to do like the all out wrestling thing and be like, yeah, she's good, but the wrestling wasn't there? And I know some of our other lists would suggest that wouldn't be the case, but I'm happy that the Camille, and there's one other thing I'm happy about, which we'll get to. But yeah, man, listen, I mean, you guys pretty much covered it all, but it's different than Bailey, but at the same time, it's a break from the supermodel, mean girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, yeah, yes, I guess you'd call it a golf look too.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, like, part of her allure to me is that she's a badass. Like, if she and Ronda fight, like, I could buy it. If she and Shayna Baszler fight, I could buy it. Like, if she wrestles dudes, I could buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, in a lot of ways, she's almost a total package. And, I know they did the club thing and brought in Mia Yim, which I don't think it worked out that great. And I get what they were trying to do there. But I think it's going to be very critical how they kind of utilize her in this whole thing going forward. And I wouldn't even be against doing, if you want to do those 8-man tags and throwing her in there with the guys, because I think she could totally handle it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, first of all, she could probably, a lot of them, that are there now, she could kick the shit out of some of them, I'm sure. And then, when she goes to do her moves and everything, she has the strength and the ability to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's really not even. I mean, it's a gimmick, yeah, but it's not gimmicked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I kudos to her. Before they put this whole thing together, she's injured. She's not wrestling. If I had asked you guys in, I don't know, March, February, Rhea Ripley on the number 2, number 3, number 4 on our list, you'd have been like, yeah, right.
Great point, because there's no way.
And she's had, 1-2 matches?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can't wait. It's must see. Whatever she's doing on TV that night, you want to see.
She's one of the draws. Yeah, she's one of the draws for me.
I got to tell you, this is not a knock on Finzi and Priest.
Yeah.
I think the other half of that thing is the more compelling story. Her and Dom.
Yeah, I was going to say, too, maybe after Mania or maybe at Mania, make her the ace of that stable and put her against Bianca Belair and let her be the ace.
I like it.
I can see that.
I like that
or
idea.
When you talked about turning them baby, I mean, maybe they have a fight with the Bray Wyatt stable.
Yeah, I think
could go.
I think we're getting Edge and Beth versus Balor and Rhea.
Well, I mean, I think that happened. I mean, logically, that has to happen.
Yes.
Right? I mean,
yes,
she gave her a concerto.
Yep.
I mean, you have to address that at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do.
Because I think at Rumble we're going to get her
her whole dynamic in turning Dom even outweighs the other two. And again, I go back to that concerto. I feel like if you want to talk about their biggest wow moment, it was her. And I know they were all a part of it, but it was actually her giving it that concerto.
Yeah.
That's a big thing, man.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest things that happened in WWE this year. I'm sorry, it just is.
Yeah.
Well, that and
I'm
Cody,
not sorry,
those
it
are
is.
two big wows.
Yeah.
Cody coming back, her hitting that concerto on Beth. Two
Yeah.
biggest wows for me in WWE this year.
Yeah, and then 3 would be Logan Paul.
Yeah, and 3
yeah,
was
that's
Logan
fair.
Paul.
Yeah.
Yep, I can go with that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Rhea and Bianca.
That might be something we have to have the boys vote on. The 3 biggest wows.
3 biggest
Those
wows.
three, right?
Yep.
See, I'd like to see what everybody votes on there.
And number 1. Oh, yeah.
Number 1.
Drum roll. AC, you had her at number 1. I had her at 5. White House had her at 5. That is the current Impact champion. Knockouts division. Jordan Grace, 52 points.
Yes.
52 out of 60.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Listen,
AC, go. You had her at number 1. Tell us.
Listen, Impact might not be the number 1 company, but is the number 1 company for women's wrestling. I think she had the best year. Now, she has the best talent to work with also, and she has the best storytellers to work with also. I get it. I just looked at it as this was the year of Jordan Grace. If she had done this in AEW or WWE, she would have been far and away number 1 on everybody's list, like the Bloodline. Like she could be a member of the fucking Bloodline. I just thought she had a great year. I thought she was deserving of number 1. And I mean, they're gonna kick off the new year with a bang. Her and Mickie James.
Hell yeah.
Here we go. They're already telling this story. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about somebody that, this is another one where, I joke around about these lists and I'm like, I'm just going to pick the hot chicks and everything else. Not saying Jordan Grace isn't hot, because she totally is, but she's not the Mandy Rose, the Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss, but she's that badass but hot in her own way type thing, great in the ring, great storyteller. Listen, I know White loves her. I know White would agree with me on this one. Sam White. Jordan Grace, number 1 wrestler for the number 1 company this year. I have no problem saying it.
Yep. On our show a few shows ago, I said there's nothing wrong with being the Hulk Hogan of the Impact division, Knockouts division. We're looking at her. We're looking at the Hogan. It's going to be interesting because as a big fan of the GOAT, Mickie James,
I think Mickey's putting her over.
I think she's going to put her over. Yep. I think Jordan
Yep.
is going to be solidified as the top knockout moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
White House, you had her at number 5. How do you feel about
5.
Jordan being number 1?
I have no problem with it. I mean, you could go, any of those wrestlers in the top 9 could be number 1. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, even 10 and up. I mean, there was one match. If this Forbidden Door was ever really legit, I would want to see. It's Jordan Grace and Rhea Ripley. I would pay any amount of money on a pay-per-view to watch that, and I'll probably watch it like 3 or 4 times.
That would be good.
And each time, you're going to pick out something that you didn't see the previous times. That's how good I think that this would be. No, man, she's Impact is. I mean, if we were to rank the women's divisions, obviously we know Impact is number 1, and having a woman from Impact number 1, my cup of tea is Diana Purrazzo. But the cup of tea that we voted on, 52 points out of 60, Jordan Grace, you can't. Numbers don't lie here, boys.
Yeah.
And
Well said.
an Impact woman should be number 1, and if it's Diana or Jordan, that's 1A, 1B in that company. Honestly, you know what I mean. And you can't go wrong with either or. But yeah, man, this is good for her, man. She's because AC, you said it. If that spotlight is as big as an impact like WWE, or to an extent, AEW with that whole mainstream now, kind of, sort of, being that big number two. She would be number one. If she was doing this run in WWE, she would be number one. And in AEW, she would be number one. So, I mean, so yeah, no, it's a good spot for her. This was a good list. This came out a lot different than I expected. So I'm proud of this list. I think these 20 women that we got, and I of all the 4 lists we did, I think I'm really proud of this one because we really got this one right. I really do.
Yeah, there was a little clunkiness at the bottom, mainly my fault with Alba Fire. I had to. But yeah, I think especially the top half is.
Yeah, man, I'm really proud of this one. Yeah.
Yeah, if you take a look at, I mean, who else is going to?
It was actually much more
legit,
consistent than I thought it was going to be.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, having Camille there representing NWA was huge. I'm really proud of that one at number 13. That's awesome.
I love it.
There's so much good stuff here.
There's actually someone that's not on the list that I always have to throw bouquets to.
Go ahead.
It's obviously Tessa Blanchard, who could be the best women's wrestler in the world in any given year. Mm-hmm. She's almost in that Briscoes territory, probably even worse.
Yeah.
Where she just doesn't have the platform, and I know she's winning titles and doing things in AAA, and it just, you know what? I'm not saying this in defense of her because I know, a lot of stuff went wrong with Impact, and I mean, listen, we don't know everything that happens behind closed doors, and maybe she's her own worst enemy in a sense, in some ways. I just think, like, when we're sitting here in 2022 doing a top 20 women's list and Tessa Blanchard isn't on it, I'm not even saying she deserves to be on it this year. I just don't get how she's not on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
she should be in a company that would make us put her on it.
Yeah.
That's the way to say it, I think.
Yeah, and we talked about Jordan Grace and Rhea,
mm-hmm.
and I would even think Charlotte would fall in this category a little bit too.
Yep.
The ones that could cross over and do the wrestle the guys too. Tess has proven that over and over.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to throw just an honorable mention to her.
Yep.
In the sense that I didn't even put her in my top 20. I wanted to throw her in there just because, but it kind of would. I didn't want to delegitimize the list in the way I did it. And I agree with you guys. Camille, I love that she's on it. I'm so glad you guys put her on it. I think that's someone we might be talking about in the top 5 next year.
Yeah.
If she gets the right platform, of course. And you know what? If this is really the last ride for Mickie James, let's shout out her, because what a career. Like, literally, what a freaking career.
Absolutely.
For Mickie James. And I don't think you're over speaking when you say she might be the greatest women's wrestler ever.
Awesome. I mean it too. I do mean it.
I know you do, and you're not wrong.
Think of it. I mean, you mentioned Tessa not on the list. There's another one that's on the list, is Charlotte Flair. I mean,
now any other year. Any other year.
You're right. Exactly.
Yeah.
She took the
could be
time
number
off.
one.
And hey, she earned that right. You know what I mean? She
Absolutely.
took the time off for whatever reason. She got married. Kudos to her. Whatever she wanted to do.
Another one that might have some issues with companies, but
I
can't worry about that stuff. But we also got to be fair to what happened this year.
But you're right. But I tell you what, if she was wrestling, dude, she's in that top 5.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's not
Always.
even a
Always.
question.
Yep.
And it's just that's how good this list is. That it doesn't have a Tessa and Charlotte on there, and it's still good. And that's a testament to those ladies, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? To be fair,
ass.
too, I drag women's wrestling more than anybody. And I just think there's too much of it, which I think waters it down.
Mm-hmm.
I think they would do a service, not a disservice, to a lot of these women's wrestlers that we've talked about tonight. by cutting down on the amount of women's matches they had or are having and letting the superstars actually stand out and not water it down and have them wrestle each other where they can, you know what I'm saying? Where it's Bayley doesn't have to carry a match, or Tessa Blanchard doesn't carry a match, or, you know, whoever, Rhea Ripley doesn't have to carry a match where the best versus the best is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And whether that's 20, 30, 40, whatever it is between all these companies, Knockouts division clearly does the best job of that. Out of the big three, I don't throw New Japan in there yet. They're doing women's is
I'll tell you what.
new.
Since we're doing the women's list here, go watch that fucking match.
Holy shit!
Oh my god!
It was really good.
Tell them about it.
I honestly, it came on Access TV Wednesday after Impact, and I recorded it and then watched it later. But the main reason I wanted to see it was because obviously it's Stardom, who's basically New Japan for women.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to see, are these matches booked like the men's matches? Dude, these girls are selling their asses off. It's long. They're doing exchanges that the men do. I'm watching this and I'm going, oh my fucking God, it's New Japan and it's women. If you're into that, man, if you're into the style, the strong style, and you're into women's wrestling, watch that match because it was awesome.
And they picked the right girl for that first.
Yes, they did.
Right?
Yes, they
did. I mean, they got it right.
Yep.
And she doesn't have that pirate gimmick, man.
There you go. And you know, to that point, you know, if you're like these guys, and even myself, even though I put Jade Cargill way up there, I put way up there because what was presented to me.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't like that, go to Impact, go to New Japan, and watch the other stuff, or watch Tessa and AAA. You know what I mean. Tessa and Taya Valkyrie wrestle in AAA, which I mean, I can't see being a tough watch. I actually saw the first time I saw Tasha Steelz. I saw her wrestle Tessa in a indie match. NEW with Ricochet was on the show when her and Ricochet were like a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I saw Tasha Steelz and Tessa Blanchard wrestle. And listen, you know what? One thing about indies, sometimes you get that one women's match, but it's killer. And anytime Hardcore Country Mickey James was on that card, you knew.
Oh, hell yeah.
You knew that match was going to be good, you know. So, I drag women's wrestling in a sense in some ways, but when it's good, it's really good. And I like to see that really good. I'd rather talk about how great Jordan Grace is, how great Mickey James is, how great Tessa is, how great Charlotte is, or Becky, or Bayley, or whoever, than get caught up with the nonsense that they throw at us sometimes with the women's wrestling. And I listen, I just think it's like a fair way to look at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
And I'm not going to mention names because this is not about that. This is about celebrating some of the women's wrestling. So I'm not going to mention names of people that they put them on TV and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? But I just think some of these shows are too much. And again, the benefit would be to narrow it down to the people who really deserve to be out there. We talk about that all the time with the guys. We have to have the same conversation with the women.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to keep it cool truth style, you know? That's how we do it. Got to call it as we see it.
Yeah. So boys, we've done this, we've done our lists, our end of year lists.
Mm-hmm.
These shows,
it's awards
what do you
time,
think?
boys.
Yeah, we got to get in. We got to get into all the categories.
Yep.
I'm sure we're gonna do another Cool Truth in between now and then,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll get Colby and Dave on with us, and then we'll get our list together, what everybody's gonna vote on, and get them out to all our voters, and then Hollywood will tabulate them, and then we'll have some fun with that.
Sounds good. Sounds good, boys.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I guess that's it. Jordan Grace, top women's
Look at
wrestler
that.
of the
Jordan
year.
Grace. Good
Cool
for
truth. Yep.
Good
So
for Jordan Grace.
for AC and Wineout, I'm Hollywood Edwards. Good night, everybody.
Oh, yeah. Nighty-night.
Later.
Oh, yeah.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.